Merry Christmas! What's going on, guys? It's Christmas, and today I just saw the 2020 film Fatman. And before I jump into the details of it, I just want to say that IMDb has it listed as an action comedy fantasy movie, and I just want to say that it's not really any of those things. If you saw the trailers and thought this was going to be a really silly action movie, it's not. It's a drama, I guess. I don't know. It's a very emotional, well-acted movie. It's not silly. There are some jokes in there, but they're not like hilarious jokes. They're just sprinkled in there a little bit. I want to say that Mel Gibson, probably like one of the best live-action Santa Claus I've ever seen. Like, I don't even know. There's not even like any competition, really. I mean, Tim Allen maybe, but in the live-action Santa Claus department, there's not a whole lot going on. So, like, pick up your game, Santa Claus. And then, sort of... So, before I get into the cast, let's talk about kind of what the premise of the movie. So, because all of the kids... Kind of the whole kickoff of this movie is that the kids are not as good as they once were. And so... you have Santa Claus, who in this universe is real and believed to be real by everyone. He's obviously real in our universe, but not everyone believes in him because there's freaking Santa haters. If you're a Santa hater, subscribe to this video. You know who you are. Anyway, so everyone in the world of this movie is they all know Santa's real, and so he plays a huge part in just the society of this movie because he's. The presents that he makes are worth more than regular presents and stuff like that, and just the idea that he exists is a huge economic boom every year around Christmas time. So, and if you get coal from him, it's a big flipping deal. And obviously now in the present day of this movie, more than half or about half of the kids are on the naughty list, so most of them are getting coal. And the main kickoff of this movie is there's this really nasty kid, and I'm gonna say who played the nasty kid. Chance Hurtsfield, never heard of him, but he plays a very good bad kid. That's all I'll say, but he's actually really good in this movie. He's not in it a whole lot. He's in a lot towards the beginning and a little at the end, but that's pretty much it. Anyway, this really rich, nasty child gets a lump of coal for Christmas because he's a nasty child, obviously, and so he's upset. And so he calls his friend, the hitman, and he's literally friends with that hitman. It was established earlier on in the movie that, yeah, every time somebody doesn't meet someone he doesn't like, he hires a hitman to take care of him. And so anyway, he tells his friend the hitman, who also doesn't like Santa Claus for his own reasons, is like, hey, I want you to kill Santa Claus. And so that's kind of a good portion of this movie is the hitman trying to locate Santa Claus. And on the other side, because there are not as many nice kids as there were in previous years, Santa Claus isn't getting as much subsidies from the U.S. government as he was in previous years. And so there's a huge strain on him and the elves and Mrs. Claus, who was played by Marianne Jean Baptiste. She's fantastic, by the way, in this movie. Absolutely great. So there's a strain on him, Mrs. Claus, and the elves. Economic strain. They're low on money. And so the U.S. government comes in and they're like, hey, we could use your resources to help build fighter jets. And so this sounds totally silly, and this movie is silly, but it plays it very, very serious. And so the elves and Santa Claus, they use their resources to build fighter jets. And so that's actually that subplot takes up a good portion of the movie. And if I had any complaint about this movie, it would be that that subplot doesn't really have any resolution to it. But yeah, I'm not really sure what I was expecting to going into this movie, but it was not what I was expecting, and it's probably not what you're expecting either. But other than that, it was really surprising. It's actually a really good movie. The hitman, I didn't mention him earlier, is played by Walter Goggins. He's really good in this movie as well. I think he's not, again, this movie is not very funny, but I say a majority of the jokes do come from him. There's only like 5 jokes in this movie. 3 of them are his. Okay? But yeah, it's a really solid movie, surprisingly good. Again, Mel Gibson plays a really good role as Santa Claus in this movie. And yeah, it's sort of a lot of times when you see depictions of Santa Claus, it's really rich. He's like really rich and it's grandiose. This is more of like, imagine like Logan as Santa Claus, and that's kind of what you're going to get in this movie. They sort of like demystify him, and they just kind of humanize Santa Claus. I never thought I'd say that, but that's what this movie is, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I'd highly recommend this movie if you're into that thing. Even if you're not, I'd still suggest check it out. It's only an hour and 40 minutes? An hour and 40 minutes, yeah. So it's not that long of a movie. Even if you don't like it, it's not that long. So yeah, I recommend it to anyone. Weird ass Christmas movie that's actually kind of cool. So I got Fatman. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with anyone who's interested in seeing Fatman, and I will see you next time. Peace.